All right, so welcome back to Acosta's Anatomy. In this lecture, we're going to discuss peripheral nerve distribution, and we're going to go over some of the different receptors that are found within our skin model. And so if you find this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. So the first thing that I want to discuss is how this relates to the divisions of the peripheral nervous system. And so I have that written on the board. And in one of my previous lectures, I have already discussed all the different nerves, and I discussed the somatic motor division. So when I say somatic motor, what I'm referring to is these nerves will come down from either the brachial plexus or the lumbar plexus, and the peripheral nerves will go and innervate the muscles so that way movement can happen, right? So it's these efferent signals. So that's the somatic motor component. The somatic sensory component is what we're going to be focusing on in this lecture. And so when I say somatic sensory, these are afferent signals that are going to the brain. And so we have to activate the receptors that are found within the skin. So that's why I'm going to point those out here on the skin model. And so if you look here at the skin model, there are a couple different receptors that are important. So the first one that you have is this. So this is Meissner's corpuscle. So the function of this is for fine touch, okay, or discriminative touch. And then these that are here, this is what's known as the free nerve endings. So free nerve endings, this what detects pain and temperature. And then this here at the bottom, these are what's known as the Pacinian corpuscles. And so these are responsible for pressure or deep pressure, yeah, as well as vibration. Okay, so let me remind you too of like the position of where they're at. So the Meissner's corpuscle is here. If you look at, they're more towards the top. So remember that this is where the epidermis is, and then this is the dermis, and then this is the hypodermis where there's a bunch of fat. Okay, so if you look at the position, this is why this is fine touch, because these receptors are more sensitive at the very top. Okay, so if you think about topics that we have already discussed as far as the tracts are concerned, so the ascending tracts, right, because that's what we're pertaining to. The final synapse is the primary somatosensory cortex within the postcentral gyri, so this is where we are interpreting this sensation. Okay, this is where it has to get to, but this is where the starting point. Okay, so the tract that's responsible for fine touch is the dorsal column. So fasciculus cuneatus and also fasciculus gracilis. And so these are the receptors that are associated with those tracts. So then for the free nerve endings, these free nerve endings are associated with the lateral spinothalamic tract because it's responsible for detecting pain and temperature. And then for the last one, you have the deep pressure. And so pressure is one that's associated with the dorsal columns. Okay, so I'm going to put the skin model down. And the next thing is we'll start with the upper extremity and talk about some of the different peripheral nerves and the cutaneous branches. Okay, so starting at the top, I just took, so this is the deltoid. So the deltoid sits like this, and in the previous lecture I've already identified the somatic motor part, which is the deltoid and the teres minor. They're both innervated by the axillary nerve. So the axillary nerve goes into the armpit, right? So that's the somatic motor part. The somatic sensory aspect is the sensation that you feel, so on the shoulder. And so the area that the cutaneous branches of the axillary are for the shoulder. So if I use this tool here to rub my shoulder in this particular area, I'm activating this region is supplied by the axillary branch. So that's the somatic sensory component. Okay, so axillary is responsible for this particular region. And so if you remember that the ventral rami, which comes off at the very, off of where the vertebral column is, the ventral rami is what's coming off. remember it's motor and sensory, right? Because this is one of the examples. So the motor aspect for axillary was the deltoid and the teres minor, right, for movement of those muscles. But then the sensory component is the sensation where you're just touching the shoulder. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So you have axillary, which is here. And then the next one we can talk about is for the radial. So the radial nerve innervates the whole backside. So the posterior side on here of the arm, and then as well as the dorsum of this part. So anterolateral aspect of the arm. So it goes all the way down. So that's for the radial nerve. Okay, the sensory aspect. So then you also have what's known as the musculocutaneous. So for the musculocutaneous, we've identified it here where the brachialis is. That's the motor aspect. But then the sensory aspect, it's interesting because it's here on the in the forearm on the radial side. So over here. So that's for the musculocutaneous. And then we also have the ulnar side. So the ulnar side is specifically for these two fingers right here on the anterior, and then also the dorsal aspect. So that's for the ulnar nerve. And then the median nerve is what innervates these digits here in the front. So 1, 2, and 3, these first three. The median is giving the nerve supply for here on this part, as well as the distal part of the fingers. So we talked about ulnar, we've talked about radial, we've talked about median, we've talked about musculocutaneous, and then we also have talked about axillary. Okay, so that's going to do it for the arm model. The next one is the leg model. So I'll already introduce this topic. So I've already mentioned that ventral rami is both, most of them are both motor and sensory, but there are specific branches that are purely sensory. So for instance, here on the leg, so the lateral cutaneous femoral branch, it's purely sensory on this side, okay? So then you have this one that's purely sensory, and then you also have the posterior femoral cutaneous nerve, which is here on the backside of the leg. So both of those are purely sensory. Okay, so now we'll talk about some of them that are medial. So for instance, the obturator nerve is what innervates the adductor group of muscles right here. That's the motor component. But it's motor and sensory, the obturator nerve, because it's innervating the muscles, but then it's also sensation for this adductor area. Okay, so obturator, and then the next one is the femoral nerve. So the femoral nerve, the motor part is the quads and the sartorius, but the sensory component is all the way down the leg. So it goes all the way down from here, all the way down to the foot, the medial side of the foot. Okay, so that's femoral, and then the next one is the common fibular. So the common fibular starts here on the lateral leg, so it's all the way at this particular part. It goes all the way down until it gets to the dorsum of the foot. Okay, so that's the common fibular. The next one is the tibial branch. So the tibial branch is what goes, so this here is the tibial nerve itself, but then the cutaneous branches is what innervates the lower part of the leg, as well as the dorsum of, or the plantar surface of the foot. Okay. So a couple other ones that I need to talk about that are purely sensory. So for instance, the Podendul Nerve, that is one that innervates reproductive organs. Okay, so for females, it's the clitoris and the labia, and for males, it's first off the penis, and then as well as the scrotum. Okay, so all of those are referring to innervations from the Podendul nerve. And so on the board, you can also see how I have shown. Let me go up here and show you what I mean. So once again, these are some of the exceptions that I talked about that are purely sensory. So sensory only, so lateral and posterior femoral cutaneous, as well as the Podendul. So these are sensory only. And this here is, I've went into detail in one of the previous lectures about the lumbar plexus and everything, but I just want to show you the branch coming off of the lateral femoral cutaneous, which is coming off of here for the lumbar plexus. And so if you look at, right, this is the ventral rami, which is more medial, and so it starts at T12, ends at L5. So the sacral plexus is basically a continuation of it, going from L5 to S4. So then you can also see the Podendul nerve, which is coming off of here, right? So this is moving lateral. That's what's coming down this way to innervate the scrotum and the penis. Okay. All right, so that's going to do it for this lecture. Are there any questions? Okay.